Lady Malèna is the main character in this movie. She is very attractive and grew up in a small town where she was most beautiful woman. Today's movie name is Malèna, released in 2001. The townspeople admired her, but the women were jealous and wished to be like her, while the men dreamed of having her as their partner. There was a boy named Renato who was younger than Malèna. One day, Renato bought a new bike and went to show it off to his friends. They told him they had heard Malèna would pass by that way, and everyone gathered to see her. When Malèna walked, they all stared at her, and Renato couldn't take his eyes off her. After she passed, Renato secretly followed her and kept watching her even when she reached the city. Malèna's father was a teacher and can't hear properly. All the children in the town were students of Malèna's father, and they often annoyed him by talking about Malèna in front of him. Then Renato visited her house and started watching her through a hole. He saw her looking sad. It was revealed that Malèna's husband had left in the military during the war and had not returned since. Meanwhile, Renato's friends shared stories about Malèna that she once asked for a cigarette. The townspeople also gossiped, believing Malèna was not a respectable woman. But Renato began to fall in love with Malèna. Hearing others call her inappropriate, he started imagining her with him. Renato was a young boy but wanted to act like an adult. He even cut his father's pants to fit him because he felt embarrassed wearing shorts. This angered his father, and Renato was punished multiple times. However, Renato didn't stop following Malèna. He constantly watched her through the hole. One day, news broke that Malèna's husband had died in battle. Heartbroken, Malèna was heartbroken and sad, so she moved back to her father's house. One day, while Renato is working, he hears people saying disrespectful things about Malèna. He thinks to himself, I am the only one who knows the truth about Malèna. She truly loved her husband, and she is not a bad woman. I must prove it to everyone. Afterward, Renato goes to the church and prays, asking God to take care of Malèna. He promises to light candles in the church every day in return. One day, Malèna's father receives an anonymous note saying Malèna involved with every man in town and calling her a bad woman. He disowns her and tells her to leave his house. Malèna was left alone once again and moves back to her home. Knowing she is now living by herself, Renato starts observing her daily routine. One night, while spying through the hole, Renato sees a police officer in Malèna's house. This deeply upsets Renato, as he planned to prove her innocence to the town. When the officer leaves the house, outside, he encounters a doctor and accuses him of being inside Malèna's house, and they get into a big fight. Soon, the police get involved, and rumors spread across the town that Malèna is in a relationship with a married man and may face arrest. Malèna hires a lawyer to defend herself. The lawyer successfully proves in court that the doctor's claims were false. After winning the case, however, the lawyer tries to take advantage of Malèna. She defends herself and struggles to escape. Renato witnesses this and becomes anxious, feeling powerless to help her. Shortly after, Malèna receives devastating news. Her father's plane has crashed and he has died. Overcome with grief, she realizes she has lost all her support. On top of that, her husband's military pension is stopped since it is now confirmed he is no longer alive. Malèna is left to face her struggles alone. Malèna's financial situation worsened, and she struggled to figure out what to do. After much thought, she took scissors and cut her hair, saying, if the world sees me as bad, why shouldn't I be one? Renato, seeing her in this state, felt heartbroken and sank into depression. His father, noticing his condition, finally gave him what he wanted. Over time, Malèna became the target of the town's men, who visited her regularly. This infuriated their wives, who gathered to confront Malèna. They attacked her and forced her to leave the town. Meanwhile, it was revealed that Malèna's husband was alive. The rumors of his death were false. Returning home, he found Malèna missing and other people living in their house. When he asked about her, he was told that she had become an impious woman and no longer lived there. To find her, he sought help from his friends, but they also mocked and insulted him, refusing to assist. Renato, watching this, felt it was time to speak the truth about Malèna. He wrote a note to her husband, explaining everything. He revealed that Malèna wasn't impious, but was forced into her situation because of the town's lies and mistreatment. He shared how she had suffered and been exiled by the townspeople. After reading Renato's letter, Malèna's husband became furious. He found her and returned to the town with her. As they walked through the streets together, the townspeople stared but said nothing. This time, their gaze was not filled with judgment, as Malèna was now supported by her husband, who was ready to defend her. The townspeople began to respect Malèna and her husband. In the final moments of the story, Renato Renato encountered Malèna one last time. When some fruit fell from her basket, he helped her pick it up. He told her, "I will pray for you to have a blessed life." Afterward, they parted ways. In the end, Renato's voiceover revealed his feelings. "Time passed, and I fell in love with many girls. They often asked if I would remember them, and I said yes. But there was only one I could never forget, Malèna." With this heartfelt confession, the movie ends.